It's Lori Shaw with Renaissance Periodization, and I'm showing you some recipes today that I've been making with Trifecta Foods. And so this is going to be my meal 2 of the day, and it's going to be some fish sticks with a pineapple salsa. So the first thing we want to do for this is make our breading for the fish sticks. So what I've got in here already is 2½ slices of whole grain bread. I left them sit out overnight so they would get a little bit crunchy. And so you can either do that, and if they're not crunchy enough, you can put them in the toaster and just lightly toast them. You just want them to be crunchy, you don't want them to be too soft. So I've added the 2½ slices of bread in here, and then these are all the seasonings I'm gonna add. So this is a teaspoon of grated lemon peel, a ½ teaspoon of paprika, 3 chopped up garlic cloves, a teaspoon of fine salt, and a 1/3 teaspoon of pepper. So I'm gonna add all this stuff in with the bread. Make sure all of that gets in there because that's all the flavor of your fish sticks. And this is 2½ tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And so you can just do that same ratio. So if you had used 3 slices of bread, you could use 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. I did 2½, so that's why I'm using 2½ tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And using olive oil with your breadcrumbs, I think is the key to having those adhere really good to the fish. You know, a lot of people will try to do a dry type of crumb. And to me, I just end up losing a lot of it. But when you add oil to the crumbs, that really helps it stick to the fish. I almost lose none of my crumb mixture when I make these. So we're gonna go ahead and process this up into really fine moist crumbs. So continuing on with our fish sticks. So we made our breadcrumbs that are nice and moist and flavorful. So I'm gonna dump those out on the plate. I've got a 1/4 cup of sprouted wheat flour, sprouted grain flour, and then 2 whole eggs that I've just mixed together. So this is gonna be your whole process for breading the fish. And you can use any firm whitefish. So, you know, whatever you have, whatever you get from Trifecta, they have a few different whitefish options. Just get something that is a firm whitefish. It doesn't even have to be thick, it's okay. So the first thing you want to do is go through with your fish. So I've just cut it in pretty big pieces. These aren't like the little fish sticks that my kids eat. These are pretty big pieces so they stay together. And the first thing you want to do is just tap it into this sprouted wheat flour. And just tap off the excess. And we're going to do that with all of them first. If you go through, I've done this many times, I've made this mistake, if you go through and try to go flour to egg to crumb, pretty soon everything kind of looks the same, it's all mixed together, your hands have a whole coating of stuff on them, it's pretty messy. So I finally figured out that if you do all the flour first, you'll just save yourself a lot of mess. Alright, so after you've gone through and coated all of your fish pieces in the flour and tapped off all of the excess, and then wash your hands, then you're ready to go on with the rest of it. So you want to dunk each one in the egg and then immediately into the crumb mixture. It should stick pretty well. If it doesn't, you can kind of pack it on there. And right onto, this is just a baking pan lined with parchment paper. Then I put a cooling rack on top of it and just sprayed it with cooking spray so that nothing sticks. And that's it. All right, so this is what you want at the end, is to have very little crumb mixture left, because you know, if you get those carbs, you want every last one of them. There's no way I would leave breading anywhere. So I'm gonna make sure that every last bit of the breading, I'll just push it on to any of the pieces that have any space remaining. So that looks pretty good to me. So we've got our fish sticks. This was, by the way, 1 pound of fish, and it's already cooked, and that's totally fine because it's even better because now you don't have to worry about whether or not it's cooked on the inside. All you're really doing is crisping up the outside. So it's great. It's totally fine to use already cooked fish that you get from Trifecta. That's what I did. So we're gonna pop this in a 400 degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. And while that's cooking, we're gonna make a great pineapple salsa to eat with this. All right, so to make the pineapple salsa, you want to start with a cup of finely chopped pineapple. Pineapple is also another fruit that Trifecta is offering now. And so you really don't want this into big chunks. You want it pretty finely chopped. So we're gonna add a cup of finely chopped pineapple. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of finely chopped red onion. And again, you want to just stay with that theme of finely chopped so that nothing stands out as like a huge chunk of anything when you're eating this. And then we're going to go to a 1/4 cup of, again, finely chopped tomatoes. We'll add those in. 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. And if you don't like cilantro, you can use probably just about any herb that you really like. Basil, mint, whatever it is that you like is totally fine. I happen to love cilantro, so I'll use it in everything. And then this is a 1/4 cup of all fruit pineapple mango spread. So again, you don't want to get jam or jelly that has a ton of sugar in it. This is the all fruit kind, so it doesn't have any sugar at all in it. And I couldn't find, I would have wanted to just have a plain pineapple spread. Couldn't find it, but I did find a pineapple mango that is an all fruit spread. So a 1/4 cup of that. I'm gonna add that in. And then in here I have 1½ tablespoons of fresh lime juice, a tablespoon of chopped jalapenos, and then a ½ teaspoon of finely chopped garlic. And there's no magic to the fact that it's all mixed together. It just happened to be easier for me when I was prepping for this, so that's why they're all mixed up in there together. But you don't have to do it. There's no magic to that whatsoever. And then you want to add in just some salt and pepper. And that's it. And just mix this up. It's one of those things that's just gonna keep getting better and better and better in the fridge. And it just tastes amazing with seafood. So you could put this, I'm gonna have it for my second meal of the day with fish sticks. But you could put this over a fish. It's fantastic with shrimp. Just really anything, and probably not even fish, probably on other things. Chicken would be great. But that's it. And it's really, really pretty, and it tastes amazing. And it's just a ton of flavor. It's gonna be a ton of flavor for our fish sticks. All right, so here's what the finished product looks like. So here is our fish sticks with our fresh pineapple salsa. And you can see the breading stays on great. I don't lose any of the breading when I make these. They're really nice and crunchy. You can also, by the way, completely get these ready, bread them, and then throw them in the freezer. And just go ahead and freeze them, and then as you need them, you can portion it out if you wanted to, and then as you need them, just take them out of the freezer, put them in the oven, same amount of time, and they should be good to go. So hopefully you'll enjoy this. This would be my second meal of the day. Not this entire platter, by the way. I'll show you my portions at the end of this, but this was the whole recipe. So the 1 pound of fish and the full recipe of the pineapple salsa. Hope you like it.